We've got Jeremy and Chip. Terrific. Thanks, guys. And good morning to everybody.
Morning.
So first order of business, if you will, I'd like to introduce Jan Egan to the commission. We're fortunate that Jan has agreed to work with us. I couldn't be more pleased. She left a lucrative career as an advertising executive and chose historic preservation. So we're totally fortunate to have her join. Thank you very much, Jan.
Welcome, Jan. Glad to have you.
Jan, any comments or thoughts?
Thank you. No, thank you. Thank you very much, Phil. Glad to be here, guys, and I'll do my best. Once I get official. Yeah, I'm just working with Michael to get my email and all that stuff sorted out. So we'll figure that out next week.
Jan, did you get a chance to swear in with the City Hall folks?
Not yet. Tracy's on vacation, so I think that might happen next week.
Okay. Through the magic of my powers as chairman, I'd like you to consider yourself official because we've got to work together and get going on this. But again, thanks so much for joining. We do have a quorum. Meeting is called to order.
Thank you.
I did not post the minutes from the 24th. Jan had provided me with some terrific notes. But there's a detail that I feel need to be in the minutes associated particularly with the Depot District. I know that we've captured everything in the application being complete. The application was approved and I'm sure Victoria did a super job on the C of A, but I want the minutes to go along with that. So we'll get the transcript and sort that out. So I'm just going to pass on that. We have 4 certificate of appropriateness votes today. Oh, I did have a question. I'm sorry. I talked to Craig this morning. There was an application. I don't know if everybody saw, and I don't know if the applicant is here. It has to do with chimneys on Allen Street. I didn't catch an app from Craig on that, but he may not be in the meeting today. I just want to be sure if somebody's here that they get a chance to speak up on that. He, I believe, has reviewed the application, so it's good to go forward. And we'll get to that when we go through applications. There are 1, 2, 3 C of A votes. Victoria, if you'd share in any particular order, I've got 13 South 3rd Street awning and 13 South 3rd Street sign as the first 2 up. Victoria, does this embrace both or you did them separately?
They're
You're moving.
separate. I have a
Oh.
separate one for the sign.
Oh, terrific. Okay, so this first up is the awning.
So it's a new standing seam black metal awning.
I'm
Understood.
sorry, can I just ask a quick question?
Who's speaking?
I'm sorry, it's Rebecca Wolf.
Uh,
My question is just,
guess.
am I on the agenda, my application?
Carol, you want me to flash the agenda?
What, no, what, Rebecca, what's your address? I'm pretty sure you are.
Okay, it's
It's a stu-
110.
It's a
Yep.
Stute on Union Street?
Yep.
You're on.
Okay, thanks.
If we could just go ahead then. Victoria, you good?
Yeah, but you need a vote.
Good. May I have a motion to approve the C of A for 13 South 3rd Street metal awning as prepared by the city attorney?
So
Miranda,
moved.
thank you. And a second, please.
Second,
Jeremy, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? None passed. Terrific, thank you. 13 South Third Street sign.
Make a motion.
I'll second.
Thank you very much, Miranda. Thank you, Jeremy.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Well done, Miranda. Approved. Depot District.
So I didn't have any real conditions on this one because they had made those changes.
That's correct. What I want to do on this is be pretty scrupulous on the transcript, and just we'll attach that to the C of A, but the application was complete. The details were provided. They provided the elevations. They made the changes that we requested. So I don't see any issue with the C of A. I think the minutes need to be completed, and we'll just attach that. If there are no questions or comments, motion to approve.
Well,
Anyone?
Phil,
Yeah.
may I make a comment? I don't know if this is the right time. Unfortunately, 2 weeks ago when this decision was made, I wasn't able to attend, and this was a really important decision to me, and I regret not being there. I would have submitted a dissenting vote for this application, just for the record. And I know the decision would have gone through anyway. But as a Historic Preservation Commission, I really don't think we were in a position to even vote on this. I think there were 3 very specific criteria that we would have considered regarding the demolition of not only 1 building, but 2 buildings in the historic district. And again, so I just wanted to say for the record, because my voice was measured, that I would have
Appreciate it, Paul.
Okay.
But we did indeed vote on it and approved it.
For the record.
Thank you. May I have a motion to approve the C of A as prepared by the city attorney? Understand that what we're voting on right now is the document prepared by the city attorney. The application's been approved.
Make that motion.
Jeremy, a second, please.
Second.
Thank you very much, Miranda. All in favor?
Let me stop sharing.
Are there any opposed? None. C of A is approved. Thanks very much, guys. Certificate applications, and I tried to organize this a bit so we work through the sign apps first. First up, I have, I'm sorry, 604 Warren Street, a sign. Who's here to speak to 604 Warren Street?
Hi,
Hi, good morning.
good morning. Just making sure I was on here.
Good to see you, Josh.
You too.
Can you share your screen with your sign?
Let me see. I don't know how to share your screen. I'm sorry. I'm not really familiar with Zoom.
I'll help. Hold on. What address is this?
It's 604. Yeah,
Okay,
Great. Thank you so much.
just tell me. There we go.
There we go.
terrific. Delore,
Yes.
great.
Do you want to explain what we're looking at?
Yes. Okay. So basically what we're trying to do is the building, well, it's all the same building, but the storefront to the left just moved in recently, and they painted that top part black as well to match. And they just put up a sign that's just gold lettering. We're just doing something, we want to basically kind of match that and just keep the building consistent overall. So that's the idea with our sign is we're going to have it kind of just gold lettering up there. Painted on the building.
So the black panel exists right now,
Correct.
and what you're doing is adding your identity with paint.
Correct.
Thank you.
And there's no
FYI,
there's no hanging perpendicular sign. It's just
No.
this one. Okay.
Yeah, this is it. Yes.
terrific. I don't have any comments or questions, commissioners. This has all been
Has
through Craig.
Has Craig reviewed this for?
Yes. I met with Craig on the phone this morning. We went through the stuff that he'd had a chance to review, and this was reviewed. And there is a signed permit as well. Okay. Motion to find the application complete for 604 Warren.
I'll make that motion.
Thank you, Paul. In a second, please.
I'll second.
Thanks, Jeremy. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Are there any opposed? None approved. Thanks, Josh.
Thank you.
Next step is that we will request the city attorney to prepare a certificate of appropriateness. That'll be ready in 2 weeks, stamped and signed. You pick that up from Craig.
Fantastic. Thank you.
235, I'm sorry, 136 Warren Street, sign. Who's here to speak for 136 Warren Street, sign? Okay, we'll hold on that. Maybe somebody will come back in. 802 Warren Street, sign. Anyone here?
602, not
Is
802.
it 602?
I'm sorry. Yes, 602 Warren, let's do it.
Okay, that's me. All right, let me just figure out how I have to share my screen here. There we go. Okay. So this is going to be a sign for Lux Optique. They have one on the front of their building, but they also wanted to add one to the side of their building. It's going to look similar to the sign that they have on the front. It's going to be a 1/4 inch flat cut aluminum, gold letters with a 1/2 inch stand off the building.
Did code enforcement see this or approve it?
Yes.
Paul, this has all been through code and permits have been prepared as well.
All right.
If no questions or comments, may I have a motion to find the application complete for 602 Warren Street? Anyone?
I'll make that motion if all the paperwork's been done, yeah.
It's been done. Thank you. And Miranda, second?
Is there a rule that you can only have one
Yeah.
sign for a business?
That's where I'm going, Miranda.
That's where I thought as well.
I believe that has to do with which facade it's on. I don't think you can have two on the same facade. What I'm trying to tell is Craig has approved this.
Okay.
Okay.
And it's a code issue. If we can refer back to him. If there's a problem, we'll pick it up.
Okay,
Motion to request the city attorney to prepare a C of A for sign at 602 Warren.
okay, I'll make that motion.
Thank you very much. In a second, Jeremy, all in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? None approved. And city attorney will prepare a C of A. You'll have that in 2 weeks from code enforcement.
Great. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you. Did anybody come back from 136? Okay, keep on going. 7 Rossman Avenue. Who's here to speak for 7 Rossman?
That's me, Bill Wallace from Wallace Architecture.
Bill, good morning.
Good morning. I'll start. Would you like me to share a screen or?
Yes, please. Whatever preface you want to make, if you want to do one with an overview of the scope of the project and then start sharing, please. However you want to do it.
I'll give you the plan at this point. So my clients are John and Sharon Jobna, 7 Rossman Avenue, and they are planning renovations to their bathroom. Two bathrooms, neither affect any exterior windows or facade changes, and a kitchen renovation, which includes the window and door changes that I'm applying for the C of A. The changes are described in my cover letter that I could switch over to, or I'll just explain, I guess. Change number 1 would be, there's an existing window on the west side porch. And we would like to create a mudroom and change the window to an actual door. So that they have access from the road right into the mudroom and brings them into the kitchen.
Hey,
instead of-
Bill,
Yes.
I need a little help getting oriented. Could you start us off with do you have some photographs?
I absolutely do. Let me,
And let's start there and get oriented as to direction where we're looking.
you see the photos at this point?
No, we're still on the schematic.
How about now? You see them now or no?
No.
You have to stop the sharing that you're doing and then start again.
Gotcha. Okay. Assuming you see them now?
Yes.
Yes. So tell us where we are.
So we're on the west elevation of the building, which is the side of the house. The first photo shows the deck. There's a deck that wraps around the side and the rear of the building. The window that my cursor is on is the window we would like to change into a door. We're not moving the opening. We're going to use the existing rough opening size of it and install a door in that location. This is also another view of the replacement on the deck, and this is an overview, a larger overview of the entire house. And again, the door would be located here.
Okay.
Bill, do you have an image of the door itself, what that would look like?
I do. I have. Let me. I sent along a. Do you see the door? It's a Marvin order.
No, no, we're still on the.
I'm gonna have to stop each time. Okay. So the door is the line 4 on the bottom of the screen. It is 2/3 glass with a single bottom panel. This door actually is the same door style as the rear side of the actual sunroom in the back where the kitchen addition is.
Is this wood, Bill?
This is wood. It is a wood door from Marvin. It's an ultimate in-swing. It'll be primed and painted to match the existing color of the house. There are no mullions in this glass. And
Bill, it might be helpful if you enlarge that a little so the board could better see the detail. Yeah.
is that better for everyone?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay. So the second change And I will go back to my photos. The second change is, happens on the west and south corner. These three windows and these three windows are just being replaced with windows in kind. Same mold pattern, 4/4, double hung, same size. They're just the seals have failed in the windows, and we're renovating the kitchen, so we want to get all new kind of windows into the kitchen here.
And are those windows wood as well?
They are. Everything we're replacing is going to be wood, similar to the old windows.
Okay.
The third change is since we're putting a kitchen in, we have two exterior doors to the porch. We would like to change one of them to a window and keep the remaining door. And the reason we need to change that is that the kitchen counter extends over past that door. So we have to raise that up and create a window. So our concept is that we would match the windows next to it on this corner of the building and mimic that. And again, put it in the same location. We wouldn't make the window any wider. It would just be a window in the existing opening. The third change would be, again, I can get that a little bigger. The third change would be replacing these three windows on the south side and these three windows on the east side. And we would be making them approximately 12 inches shorter than what they are to accommodate the countertop of the kitchen. So the sills would be relatively close to the top of the countertop.
Bill, in your opinion, these windows were a subsequent addition or modification over time. They don't go back to the origins of the house, do they?
Absolutely. They were an addition when they enclosed that porch area. And that was all added at some point. I don't know the date, but it certainly was added.
Okay. Any other changes, Bill?
No other changes. The other changes would be the bathroom, and that's all interior changes, nothing to the facade.
Understood.
Happy to answer any other questions.
I think it was pretty clear. Commissioners, if you don't have questions, may I have a motion to waive a public hearing and find the application complete?
I'll make that motion.
Thank you, Paul. In a second.
Second.
Miranda, thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? None. Application is found complete. Motion to approve the application and request city attorney to prepare a C of A.
Make that motion.
Jeremy,
I'll
thank you.
second.
And Paul, second. In favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? None. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Bill.
Well, thank you and enjoy the weekend.
You too.
You too.
829 Warren Street. Is anyone here to speak for 829 Warren?
Here.
Michael, hi.
Hi, how are you?
Good morning.
Morning. What do I need? What do I need to say? It's for 829. Do you have the application that Craig sent it?
He did, he emailed it, but we typically ask if you could share your screen.
I do not, because I'm on someone else's computer, so I don't have anything for it, actually, unfortunately, on this computer. And I don't know how I can.
Okay.
I can share it. Yeah, I think Victoria can.
I don't see it in our file.
Oh, really?
I have it. I can do it.
Victoria, it was sent a month and a half ago, I believe it was.
Yeah. Right, we
There you
missed it.
go. You got it.
Oh, thank you, yes.
So Michael, if you could just talk through the pictures that you have and.
So, okay, the pictures. I assume it's of the house and the gallery next to the house?
So let's see, it doesn't look like there's any pictures in your application.
We did send one. I have one, but I don't know how to send it. No, I don't see it. You?
Todd, you're sharing your whole email.
Yeah. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't have a picture, like I said, on this computer either. So it's the little gallery next to our house up at the top of Warren at 829. It's a glass building, 2 stories high, and we want to put an awning above the doors and a sign off the windows on the top. But like I said, if we don't have the picture, I can't explain it anymore.
I know, I think we would need to see an image of it
Picture?
being proposed, yeah.
I thought we did. That.
Oh, yeah. We sent the picture to Craig. Let me see, is there someone we can email this to right now?
Yep. Here, I'll put my,
Oh, there it is. That's it.
so
Okay.
this is the existing building.
Yeah, so it's the gallery to the, if you're looking at the picture to the right.
The green one.
It's
To the
not the
right.
green one, it's the one to the right, the all glass one, the little garage between Jeremy's, that house, yeah, that. So we want to put an awning where the black line is above the doors and
Here,
then hang, yeah,
Yeah.
right there. It's just a canvas awning that cranks out, black and white striped. And then a sign in the middle of the windows on top that sticks out, I believe, 24 inches or 26 inches.
It perpendicular to the building on an.
Yes, yes, perpendicular. I think
And
it's
what
right.
does the sign say?
It's, I sent a picture of that too, but it's just the name of our gallery, Lamachek. It's a red and black canvas sign. You have that? No. I thought I sent that too, but I don't. Sorry, I thought I had sent that picture also. I guess we could send it. Anyway.
Michael, do you have a copy of it now you can send us so we can pull it up?
And that's what I'm looking for. I thought I did. Boy, I'm unprepared.
oh, here, I'm
If
gonna put my
you-
email in the chat and you can send it to me, okay?
Yeah, and you can also post the PDF, the picture of the sign in the chat so that we can see it.
So here, I don't know where the picture is. It was something you sent me.
Okay.
Right, sorry.
Maybe you should get that sorted out. We'll go
Okay.
on to another application, and come back to you.
Okay, thanks.
702, 704 Columbia Street.
Can't hear your voice, only loud.
Okay, I muted everyone and I'm going to unmute the members one by one. It's Kylie.
Kylie, yeah. Kylie, you're making some noise.
Commissioners, are you unmuted?
Yes.
Okay.
It's Kylie.
Kylie, maybe go out and come back in again into the meeting. Maybe that will solve the audio issue.
Do you want to move on to the next one?
That was 702, 704. Yeah, let's go to the stoop. That is Rebecca,
110
I believe,
Union.
at 110 Union Street.
Hello,
Hey, Rebecca, good morning.
morning. So should I just launch in showing you?
Sure, absolutely.
Okay.
Wherever you want to start and whatever pictures you got of the stoop and so on.
Okay. Um, so are you seeing my currents? So I'm
We're seeing a
hoping,
picture of your photo.
okay,
If you, yeah, it's a little bit large, so you might want to move it up so we can see the stoop.
yeah. All right, so this is, sorry, this is also large. This is my stoop currently. And I don't have, so let me just say at the outset that my application is a little bit preliminary. I don't have, I thought I would have the proposal from my contractor at this point, but I don't. So I don't have drawings from the contractor, but I'm hoping that I can sort of talk you through this and get feedback at some point. So the stoop is deteriorating a lot and is no longer considered safe because this railing is wobbly. And so it looks like this. It's all, and you can also see at the left-hand corner, it doesn't meet the sidewalk, things like that. It's this whole area at the top is all crumbled. So I totally need to replace it or repair it. And what I had been hoping to replace it with, now let me see if I can find, let's see. I need to share this photo. So this is a stoop on Warren Street that I've just always really admired. I don't know whose house it is, but maybe some of you do. It's 244 Warren Street.
Old stone, Rebecca, that's stone, right?
Well, it's I believe it's some kind of, I believe what's called parging
Okay.
over. And if you let's see if I can get this really big. This stoop, the parging is sort of distressed, you might call it. It's like, it's kind of in what I find an aesthetically pleasing way, but I'm not attempting to recreate the distressed look of this stoop. I can't get I don't know how to get the photo really large, but if I could, you would be able to see that there's kind of crumbling and like it looks like something in ancient, it looks like an antiquity, but that's not what I'm trying to recreate. I just like the dimension, I like the overall feeling of this stoop, and I think whoever built this was probably trying to recreate the look of the white marble stoops that are around town. And so what I would want to, the parts of this that I would want to emulate are the arms on it. I really like these sort of arms. If you see what I mean, I don't know what to call them exactly, but I don't know what they're called architecturally. But the side protrusions. And overall, this building is a lot like my building. Brick. It had a portico. You can see where that was on this, and it also has the sort of, I think, granite or marble ledge at the top of the staircase, which my house has as well. And so I feel like it would blend pretty well with my house. So I did take measurements, and I can tell you what the measurements are of my current stoop and of this stoop, if that would be helpful.
Rebecca, you said you don't really have the specs from the contractor?
I don't. He
It's
didn't.
going to be a problem for us, not because there's anything wrong with what you're proposing or anything like that, but we need to give a complete document to code.
Yeah, no, I know. And I
Because
talked to Craig about
without
it.
it, Craig really is not in a position to enforce.
Totally. I know that this is not a complete application because of that. And I just wanted to
Get feedback.
yeah, basic feedback. Because an important note is that I must replace this stoop before October for my insurance company to continue to insure my house. So
Okay.
I really need to do this.
Sure.
What else about it? Oh, also, I mean, one of the reasons that my application is not complete is that my contractor came back to me with a proposal that he's proposing that he would like to put bluestone on the top step, which is not something that I had in mind. And one thing that I wanted to run by you all is that I have an interesting situation, which is that my backyard is filled with marble buried under in the yard from the Daughters of the American Revolution house, which is behind my house. When they deconstructed the amphitheater, whenever that was, they took parts of the amphitheater and buried it in my yard. So I have like some smaller and some larger slabs and chunks of marble, some of which I've excavated, some of which I have to still excavate. But I was thinking that if it's possible, I might look into using some of those slabs at the top step, just to kind of like include some historic reality. So I wanted to run that by you as well.
Okay, thank you.
Rebecca, what are your thoughts about the railings? Are you going to try to duplicate these railings or reuse your railings or what?
Well, I wanted to ask about that too. I don't love these railings. I think that they are some kind of plumbing pieces that they like painted, and I'm not in love with the railings. The railings that I have currently, which let me share that with you. Hold on. Where's that? Oh, hold on a minute. I closed that window, so if you can bear with me for a second. My goodness. Hold on. It'll just take me one more minute. Okay. These railings, they're just pretty standard, like that. I feel like they must be some sort of standard railings you can purchase. And I had them painted a little while ago because they were very rusty and bad. And so I could reuse them. Also my thought was to have this whole thing, the stoop, be matching in color to the marble or granite, I don't know what it is, that's on the side, that like, what would you call that architecturally? The sort of strip that separates the brick from the bottom foundation part. Like I would.
That's called the water table. And
the water table?
The water table, which goes at the bottom of the brick. It goes across the entire width of the building. Underneath that is the foundation stone. And in the example that you showed us previously, the stoop that you like, it very much showed that the landing should be lower. The landing of the stoop should be at the bottom of the water table.
Right,
and not obscure the water table as this does.
exactly,
So
yeah,
you have a landing on the stoop, and then you step up onto that beautiful marble threshold that you have, that sill, that big broad marble sill that's going to the doors. So one of the things that you may find with your contractor is that right now with this stoop, you have a landing and then you have two treads going down to the sidewalk. If you lower that landing down to the bottom of the water table, you may only need one tread and the landing, which would reduce the amount of intrusion that this stoop has into the sidewalk.
Yeah.
And you may check with Craig on this, or your contractor, that the requirement for the handrail becomes not as strict as other handrails because the stoop is so low to the sidewalk already. So
okay,
it might be possible to have an open handrail, not necessarily the plumbing pipes that you described, but not a handrail that has vertical members in it that are, as you have shown here.
okay.
So I really don't think there's anything of any architectural preservation value of this stoop or the
Mhm.
handrail. It looks like it's a 1950s or a 1960s or a 1970s kind of piece of work.
Mhm.
So I don't think it's what you have here is not appropriate for the building.
Yeah.
It covers up the water table, which we wouldn't want it to do. And so I think your idea of taking it all off is an appropriate thing to do.
Cool.
So if you only have one tread below the landing, you might want to rethink your concept of the stoop that you like, with the arms that close off those arms that are an extension of the landing that provide the little walls at the end of each tread, those
Mhm.
treads on the right and the left-hand side of the threads. Because that has multiple treads that I think your eventual stoop will not need.
It's interesting. So the stoop that I like is 25 inches up to the top of the to the top of it. And my current one is 22 inches.
Yes, and if you lower that 22 inches down to the bottom of the water table, then you're down to maybe 12 inches.
Oh, I see. All the way down to the bottom of it. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Oh, that would be cool.
So that you can see the water table continue. I'm sure that the water table is underneath this. It's obscured now by this later stoop.
Mhm. Okay, great. Okay. All right. Well, then I'll go back to the drawing board and come back with that.
Perfect.
Okay, thank you.
Rebecca, thank you so much.
Okay.
It's good.
Thanks.
Let's go back to who have we skipped and who's ready to present? Kylie, you're on?
Skipped 829 Warren. Oh, we'll go back to Kylie first.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. I'm sorry. I'm pulling the drawings up right now. So we're returning today because since we saw you last, we've made some more changes, primarily to address the other concerns that you had. We had one contingent condition about the ADA doors on the front facade, and we've remedied that. Unfortunately, there weren't any automatic door openers for us to keep those original front doors. So we now have a single leaf, 36-inch wide, modeled after one of the historic doors. And those will be like opened regularly, but now it's ADA compliant. So you have the access that's required at those areas. And keeping in mind that it is one of the, it's modeled after one of the historic doors. So we wanted to keep that same look, but still meet all of the code requirements. I guess I can probably zoom in and you can see this better. So here, both of these here.
Hey, Kylie, just recap the changes again. Understood on the compliance part. So we're looking at all the doors in front?
No, just those two. So there's
Okay.
an entry into this commercial space and entry into this commercial space. So there used to be a set of double doors here, and we were proposing a set of double doors here. But given the size of those doors, a single leaf wasn't wide enough for the ADA compliance, and there were no door openers that would work for double doors that small.
Okay.
So the other changes on the front facade here would be these lights. And I will pull up a sketch that the client sent. So you'll have 4 of these little lights here, which will be modeled after this light. And then you can't see it in here because there's a double transom, but they want to put this light up inside of the entryway there. And they are proposing awnings. They're talking to a company right now to make sure that we're meeting all of the requirements that are listed in the zoning code. But she thinks that this is the style that she would like to go for. And I think
Zoom in a
the
little on
proposed
that.
location.
Can you
Go
zoom in a
ahead.
little at the picture at the left? Thank you.
I think the proposed location for these will actually be a little bit higher due to the 8-foot requirement. Also, it needs to be mounted to something a little bit sturdier than what exists at that level. So it'll actually probably be closer to up here.
In this drawing, you're proposing a modification to the, oh, you're not changing the windows, are you? From the storefront windows? Is that what was
No, so
previously?
that'll stay the same as what you've approved already. This sketch was done before I switched out the doors. So those doors will still be these single leaf doors. The windows and the wood underneath the sill, all of that is the same. The round top windows are all the same.
Okay.
The
So
front door,
the
this has already
storefront
been
windows,
approved.
the A window, the window that has the A on it, that's the same window
Mm-hmm.
that was approved previously, is that correct?
Correct.
Okay. What is you're showing brick above the storefront and then a trim of some nature mounted on the wall, on the brick wall. What is that? What does that trim look like? What is that? Yes.
It's out of wood. I can pull up a picture if you want to see the detail of it.
Is that the existing wood that is there?
Yep.
And in this design, you're still maintaining the iron posts that exist in that storefront. Is that correct?
Correct. Those are holding up the masonry opening on the front. So we don't have any intention of taking those out.
Good.
So another change from the last time we saw you is the greenhouse windows on the rear elevation. After some value engineering, the client has decided that they're not going to take that path. So you no longer have to cut out this corner of the brick here. And it actually kind of simplifies the facade on the back. So all of these windows are staying the same, which you guys have previously approved. You've already approved this addition here. The only thing that's changing is that there was a window here with the angled top.
Okay. And that's gone.
So then yes. So then on the back here, the ground floor is the same, but on the second floor, we've removed those greenhouse windows, which means you're keeping all of this brick intact back here. This is the new addition that's been approved. So now instead of having 4 bays, we'll have 2 bays of picture windows and a single bay for a door with a transom above, and that's repeated on both sides. And then the third floor is remaining the same as you've already approved.
And are the stair railings wood or metal?
Those are metal. But
In
the
the
deck
drawing, it
railing-
says it's wood.
No, the deck railings are wood, but the staircases have always been prefab metal staircases, which you guys have previously approved as well.
And just to recap what we're approving here. So item number 1 is the left and right door of the front facade that are changing to be ADA compliant. Instead of the double doors, it's going to be a single wider door to meet that code. That's number 1. Number 2 is the lights on the front facade, and then the one over the door. Then there are the awnings, which is the third piece. And then the change to the back facade windows that sat on the corners. You're basically removing one of those bays and removing that kind of pop out component that you had before.
Correct. And then there's some lighting that's been added on the rear facade as well.
There's the same fixtures that you showed earlier, just replicated in the back.
Yeah, so these 2 on the second floor will be similar to the ones on the front, and then the first and third floor, these are just standard goosenecks.
We have enough information for the awning approval, you think? I'm asking the other commissioners here.
I'm not sure about that. I didn't totally well, I understood what the awning was. It appeared to be, well, from the picture, sort of a green canvas or sort of classic awning with draped around the edges. But the positioning of that, Kylie had mentioned.
I think the
Go ahead, Chip.
I think he's cutting out.
No, go ahead, Phil. You're on it. Go ahead.
What I wanted to, I don't think there's going to be an issue with the awning, Kylie. It was sort of a classic material and design, but it looked like you were going to need to position it to cover up some of the. I just didn't understand where it was going to be positioned, and you don't have a schematic on that.
Right, so they're still talking to the company that would be making the awning. So this was more of like a conceptual kind of mention, that we wanted to mention it to you, that they were thinking about it, and that we would bring back more information to you when they do that. I think they had a meeting this week.
Okay.
So by the time we return we should have more information for you. I just wanted to prevent bringing it all up at the next meeting.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I think it's really important to think about in a detailed way where the awnings are attached to the building, because in this drawing, it suggests that the awnings are mounted over the steel beam, the iron beams, I'm sorry, the iron columns, the vertical iron columns that are there. I think the awning should either be attached to the brick that's above the opening, or the awning should be attached to that piece of trim that is above the brick.
Right, which is what we're intending. Also based on the height of this first level, and you need to have that minimum 8-foot height requirement. It's exactly like you're saying, Chip. It'll be actually very similar to this picture here, where you have this horizontal band and then the awning is mounted right below it. I think that that's actually what's going to have to happen based on those zoning requirements. So really what needs to be worked out is, the pitch. What is the arm on the side going to look like? Is it going to stay out all the time? Is it going to get rolled in? Is it going to, all those sort of specifications, which we can deliver to you at a later date.
Okay. So if we put a pause button on the awnings, basically we're just talking about everything else you're presenting now.
Yeah, that's totally fine.
Okay, and you would come back with more specifications in the awnings, and that could be a separate meeting, separate discussion? Or did you want to wait on
Yeah,
that?
that's fine. No, that's fine.
Okay.
Kylie, one quick question. For the lighting, is it all going to be the same finish? It looks like these might be two finishes, or is that just, those are just examples of the sheet you're responding to?
I'm not sure about that. I can give you more information on that. I don't think we had discussed finishes yet.
Well, I don't have any problem with the changes that are suggested that Jeremy summarized. The doors on the front, I think are actually an improvement. Getting rid of the greenhouse on the back is also an improvement. And I think given the additional requirement for the information that we need for the awning, let's also request additional information for the finishes of the lighting. And I think that's all that's being requested.
Usually with the lights, we just have to make sure that they're dark sky compliant, and these are all, they all point down, and they all have a shade over them. So in terms of those requirements, we meet all those. So
No,
but
the
we can
board's
definitely-
actually looking at the finishes and the style as well.
Right, I can bring more information on that next time.
Okay, so what we're saying is you will come back with the specs on the awning and lighting. And we're going to try to move forward on the other changes that you're proposing today.
Okay.
Okay. Commissioners, if there are no further questions for Kyle, you may have a motion to find the application complete, and we're clear going forward what's included and what's not. Thanks very much for your summary, Jeremy. That was a boost.
Yeah, can we just specify one more time what it is that we're voting on? We're voting on the doors and the greenhouse in the back. And
Well, the
that's-
greenhouse is gone.
Right. And the
Jeremy,
shade-
you want to do it again?
Yeah, it's the two doors on the front facade that have been changed to single doors, and then the removal of that quarter bay on both sides of the back facade, and the former greenhouse effect that they had.
Right, and we're not voting on the lighting right now. because-
Correct.
No.
They're going to come back for lighting and for awnings.
Okay,
Good. Thanks very much. Motion to find the application complete.
I'll make that
Miranda?
motion.
And a second, Paul, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Motion to waive a public hearing and request the city attorney to prepare a C of A.
I'll make that motion.
Thanks very much. And a second, Paul, thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None approved. Terrific. Kylie, thank you so much.
Thank
We
you,
will
guys.
vote on the C of A in 2 weeks. And then you would get in touch with Craig. You can come to that meeting if you have more stuff, but otherwise you don't have to. We'll simply vote on the C of A and you'll follow up with code enforcement.
Okay.
Thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
today.
You.
Whom else did we skip?
I think Michael.
There you are, Michael.
Yeah, hi.
Hi.
I think I sent most of the stuff to Victoria, or my wife did, so I hope she has it. Yeah, there we go. So that's the banner. It would be 36 by 68 inches. Made of vinyl. And then the awning, I don't know if you can click on the awning, right?
I had some trouble with the awning, but I will share what I did get, which is this.
You have that mock-up picture? Yeah.
Sent me like an awning guidebook.
Oh, yeah, it's 10 feet wide. It's the width of the building, so it's 10 feet, and it comes out 8 feet out over the sidewalk, but it does not protrude past our the greenhouse's front porch, so it doesn't come out very far. I mean, it doesn't come out over the sidewalk at all.
And you said it would be black and white stripe.
Yeah, I guess it's gray and white. I thought it was black and white, but I just looked at a picture.
Just to remind everyone, this is the building.
Thanks, Victoria.
Hey, Mike, real quick, while Victoria's doing that, what was the size of that sign?
36 wide by 68 high. So I guess it went from the top of the window to the right below.
Okay, you're probably gonna have to reduce that down. It can't be no more than 12 square feet.
Oh, okay, no, that's fine.
I don't think I had the sign measurement.
Okay,
and did you say that was going to be inside the windows or outside?
it's protruding off the building.
On an arm, so sticking
On,
out.
right, an arm at the top and the bottom, right. An arm would be above the window, and then, well, if we have to reduce it, I'll figure out how to make it smaller. And then, like I said, the awning goes across. Anything else? Oh,
Michael, it's important you get the revised specs on the sizes that Craig was asking for to Craig within the next 5 or whatever days, so that we can have that as a contingency when we vote.
Okay,
Okay,
okay.
that's doable. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Terrific. Thank you.
Yeah, the banner hasn't been made, so whatever we need to change to
Okay.
Craig. Okay,
Any other questions? Okay. May I have a motion to find the application complete and understood? We do have a contingency on the scale issues that Craig raised, and that has to get addressed before we vote on the C of A. May I have that motion?
I'll make that motion.
Thank you, Jeremy. In a second.
Second.
Thanks, Paul.
thank
All
you.
in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? None. Motion to request the city attorney to prepare a C of A with the contingency that the sizing has to be addressed by code before we vote on that. May I have that motion?
Take it.
Thank you very much, Jeremy. Paul, a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you very much. Okay,
Hey, thank you, everybody.
Michael, good job.
Thanks, Michael.
We
Thanks.
got by. Thank
All
you so
right.
much.
Talk to you soon. Thank you.
All right.
Bye.
Whom else did we skip or otherwise miss?
We had 136 Warren, which was a no-show.
Correct, that's a sign. Anyone come in from 136? Okay. That's all we got. Craig, there was a question that came up. I'm not remembering the building number, but they basically were putting they have a sign in front that's been approved. They're putting a sign on the side.
Lux Optique.
Yeah, one of the commissioners asked if that was, it's the same entity, basically the same signature, but it's a front and side. And folks wanted a little comfort on that in terms of code.
Yes, whenever a business is on a corner, in our code, they allow to have a sign on each side of the facade facing the corner. It's not in the sign code. I believe it's in the zoning district code.
Okay,
So this particular property is right at the corner, so they can have one on the side of the building and one on the front of the building.
super. Thank you very much.
Mhm.
Commissioners, any other thoughts, prayers, or comments?
Phil, I had one question. I was just walking on Warren the other day, and I remember the Whaler had come to us about their,
Illuminated sign.
it was the illuminated sign, but also the shutters that they put on. These
Yeah, they're wrong
horrible-
size.
Horrible shutters.
They were all wrong sized. Yes.
And we haven't heard back from them in a long time. I just didn't know where we were with that because they're really rough when you see them in person.
Fair enough. I'm going to defer to code enforcement.
Thanks, Jeremy, for that. He hasn't responded to us yet regarding that, so I don't know if I'll get to it today, but Monday he'll be getting a violation letter. And if you don't respond to that, then it'll be to the next legal entity after that. So we'll have to deal with that. We'll get it corrected.
Just to refresh your memory, this is what's there right now. These kind of miniaturized shutters.
If you can, Jeremy, if you could just send me that, it'll just help reinforce the complaint status.
Sure.
That'd be perfect.
Happy to.
Thanks.
The only other thing, Phil, was the certification piece, which kind of lost steam. I don't know where we are with that, frankly. I know we were trying to get a meeting to have someone come and present to us. I don't know, Paul, if you have any updates on that.
I did reach out, but I'm happy. And again, I apologize, but yes, I can pick that up, and Jeremy, I'll keep you in the loop.
So, guys, it never got done through a lot of time, but basically my thought was if we could, these folks want to come down, and they have so before, and see us do our work, basically, and that's part of the vetting process to ensure that there's a robust commission and that we approximate what they believe to be best practices. In terms of our preservation code, they have already reviewed that. I'm sure they're going to want to go through 169 again, but we are 99% there. There may have been some word changes, but if we could just have them come down and get that ball rolling, it will roll into place.
Phil, is that something we would schedule before, during, or after a meeting, a scheduled meeting, or is that something we would have to set up another day of the week?
They want to be in the meeting. They want to see us work.
But what about their presentation to us?
Oh, I see. I'm sorry. I wasn't paying attention to that bit. Look, at this point, I think it's really urgent we do this. I think that you should have the latitude to set it up as you see fit. And I'll figure out a way of incorporating it into the agenda.
Okay, very good. All right.
Cool. Thank you so much for bringing that up again. So it's a beautiful day. Thoughts and feelings about adjourning?
I'll make that motion.
I suspected as much. Thank you, everybody.
All right, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Second, All in favor?
Second, aye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks.
Bye-bye.